Hi friends, it's Velvet. Today I am going to make a topper for a journal. I will show you my inspiration for that, and then I will show you one that I made previously. So this is my inspiration. I want to say this is from Victoria Designs, and then it's like, I don't know, Pink Monarch? But I will definitely have an answer for you by the time this is up on my YouTube. But anyway, this is what hers looked like that I printed on heavy cardstock and then put together. So this is just something that you pull out and then you can write on the inside and the back. And then it flips open and there's a pocket here with a couple of things in it. Couple tags, and then this is the back that you glue onto your cover, and then inside is this that you can open and journal on. And I love this so much once I got it onto this book that I decided I need to start making these. So I made one. This is the one I did this morning. And these are all Tim Holtz papers and wallpapers. So this is one of his papers from one of the, what does he call them? The backgrounders? What is it? Backdrops. That's what he calls them. Backdrops. So this is just a folded backdrop. This particular piece, yeah, that is a backdrop as well. And then what slides into it is actually the wallpaper thing. But what I did first was I made this by folding one of the backdrops in half, like that, rounding a couple of corners, and then gluing it on the top and on the bottom and the side. And then I made this by folding another piece in half, and well, I cut it shorter so that it would slide in and out well. And then you can journal there. You could journal here too. And actually, you could put this in any way you want to. It doesn't matter which way it opens. And I really like how this looks. Oh, and so what you do is you cut something out of this. So you would cut something out of this so you can see, you know, the pattern of that behind there. Or you don't have to. It really doesn't matter. And then on the back, I made a pocket, and I just put in this cutout tag, and then I put in this cutout from there. So it's got a couple of things there. And then before I put down the back pocket, I put little tabs so that it will come open. And then what you'll do is when you go to put this on your book, you will glue here, here, and here, and glue it down. And then once it's glued, you'll slide this in. And of course, I made sure that the insert is smaller than this. So this is what it would look like on a book. Like that. Folds open, and then this comes out. Isn't that pretty how that looks on the coming through there? And so that's wallpaper thing, that's wallpaper thing. This is just extras from cutting that. And then that's wallpaper thing. And it just all kind of coordinates. And then, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just paper clipping them together so that they're ready when I want to do, a topper on my book. All right, so I have started another one. I have chosen my papers, and I did one thing ahead of time, two things ahead of time. I cut this out. This is this die. I got it from Temu. It comes with another small circle in there. And I really love how that looks. It's got this texture to it. And then this is going to be, is that what I decided? That one? Or did I decide? I think I may have decided this one. I don't remember. What I can tell you is that I will chop the little bottom off of this so that it's not exactly the same size. And in fact, I will do that right now so that it's prepared. Okay. And then that could just be used for some sort of decor or whatever. All right, so this is how it would look. Now what I would need to do also is chop a little off of each side. I really do love how this looks though too. But I may just do something different with that. So I'm gonna chop, I think that's 1/4 of an inch off that side. And then 1/4 of an inch off this side. Then I'm going to round the sides. Just so it's not so severe looking is all. Okay. So, to give you an idea of what that'll look like is, see, we've now got enough room on the side and it'll slide in like that. And then I will use something to make a tab right there. All right. So that is almost put together. Now, it's the topper, this part, that takes the most time. I think what I'm going to do is use the same cutout on here, but I'm going to make it a smaller one. And I will pause the video while I do that. But if you are following along, now's the time to, make sure you've got all your materials and you have at least 4 pieces of paper that you like. I think, yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have this peeking out here, I think. Well, we'll see. But yeah, make sure you have 4 pieces that you like. And what you need is 2 that are going to look good vertical. And you'll need 1 that looks good horizontal. Now, with this one, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to fold that in half like that. And then just take off a little bit of the end there. But it really depends on what you want to do. I suppose you could go something like that. Either way, you're going to want to pay attention to how, how this looks. So is it horizontal or vertical? And what would it look like inside here? And you want a piece big enough that you can fold it. Unless you don't want to, it can be a single piece that goes back there. That's what I did, on this one. It's just a single. I didn't fold it. So, whatever you want to do, it's your project and you do you. All right. So I am going to go ahead and cut this out here and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So this is what this ended up looking like. And this is how it will look. Like that. I like it. But with these, you've got so many choices. You could actually do something like this. You just want to make sure that you can write on the back side. I actually like that one too. There's this one. That looks pretty cool. Oh, actually, the way it would be is this. But either way, it looks pretty cool. I may go with this one, actually, now that I think about it. And save those for another project. All right, so now what I did on my last one when I did it was, I know that if I fold this in half, it's the exact same size. So I need to cut it down on one side or the other, probably both. So I'm going to go ahead and fold it. The other thing is you may want to take a little bit off the top too if you're using papers that are identical in size. And that's just so that it doesn't stick out from the top once you glue this down. All right, so what I'm going to end up doing is just 1/4 of an inch. Oops, that is not exactly even. Okay, let's try that again. So I'm just going to take 1/4 of an inch off. You've got all these yummy little pieces too. And then I'll go like this and just take a nip off of there. Just a little nip there. And then what you want to do is you want to just check it and make sure that that's going to go in. It should be all right. Okay. Now what I ended up doing at this point was I started inking everything. I'm not going to talk during this because I'm going to ink everything here. I'll just speed it up so you don't have to watch me doing that. And you can do your own inking, do some cutting, whatever it is you want to do right now. All right, so now that I've got everything inked up, I need to do a couple of things here. I need to find a piece of paper that I want to make into a pocket or a tuck or a pocket here. You could do anything you want, really. And I could use one of these lovely pieces. So I could make a pocket that looked like that. And as a matter of fact, I will. All right, so here's what we need to do. I need to just kind of mark where that ends. So I don't want it to go past this. And actually, let's cut this right now so that, and we'll just make sure. That might be just a little bit too much. Just going to take a hair, just a smudge off of this. All right. Okay. So that's good. I could make that as tall as the book, or I don't have to. See, I could go something like this. Let's do that and see how it looks. That is a mighty big pocket, but it's kind of cool too. Let's round that and just see how that looks. Oh, that's a nice fit, isn't it? All right, so that is what I'm going to use. And then, let me just do a quick inking here, and then I'll show you the next step, because the next step has to happen before we glue this down. I mean, it doesn't really, but it'll look nice if it does. All right, so we know this is going to go here like this, and we could actually use this. We want to make these our little pieces that will secure this to this. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go like that, and then I'm going to go, I just want them to be the same width, and I am just going to use this paper because it looks nice. And then what I've got to do is I've just got to, it really doesn't matter. I was going to square off the top of that, but it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't really matter. You could go like this, and you could go like this. Here's what you want to make sure of. When you glue this down here, you're probably going to go to the edge there like that. Oh, I hear my hubby. Okay, so my husband came down and got silly. He's trying to make me happy because today is my dad's death day. He's been gone 7 years. And I always take the day off of work and I go visit him in the cemetery, and I do things that remind me of him, and crafting is one of those things because he was my biggest fan. But anyways, he was just down here being silly. So I stopped, and what I ended up doing was I did end up cutting these smaller and squaring them off. I inked them, and this is how they're going to look. So it'll go like this and this. So this is the kind of glue that I like to use for that. So I'll do this one. Almost did that wrong. I'm gonna go here. And you just want to make sure that it doesn't stick out over this. It's okay if it's in a little bit, but you don't want it to be over. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing with this one. I'll try to do them kind of equidistant from the top and bottom, but it doesn't always work out that way. And if you've ever done anything like this, you know that. Unless you're good about measuring, and I am not. I'm just not much of a measurer. I don't think I did the insides of this. Okay. So now the next part is you can actually, let's do this part first. Let's attach this. So this will go right up here against that. See how that works? And then that, now that's covered so you don't see it. So you want to get as close to these edges as you can. I'm terrible at this, as I think you know. Unless this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, then you might not know that, but you will after this is done. Whoopsie. Okay. So what I want to do here is match up that corner. Match up that. Okay. And then you just want to make sure that that's down nicely. That your side and your bottom are down. Okay. And now what's really cool is what can go in here is these two cutouts. And they can be just additional journaling spots. So we'll just put those aside. Now what you want to do is you want to attach these here. So what you want to do, it doesn't matter that it's upside down because nobody's going to see it. You just want to line this up. I'm going to do this just so that I know where I want it. And then put them up against each other. Now, you can pull this in from the edge if you want to, which is what I did on mine, just a tad, but you don't have to. On this particular one, I'm going to go kind of right up against that edge there. I want to go like that and just make sure that it's nice and even. And then push everything down. See how easy this project is? And what's really cool is if you don't have a die cut machine, you can cut this so easily. Find something that you like, you know, a shape that you like. So, for example, look at the top of this. That's a cool shape. You could put it down and trace around it and then cut it out with scissors so easily. So you don't need anything fancy to do these things. And the beauty is you can use any paper you want. This can be a downloaded kit. It can be a kit that you created. It could be your Tim Holtz papers if you've got some. It could be anything you want. And you can create a topper out of it. So now what we've got done so far is, well, most of it. So this will go behind there. And then it'll go like that. Now all we need to do is we need to make our little tabs for this and this. And because we had this extra paper, I thought that would be a good idea. I've got a whale tail and a regular one. I think I'm going to use this one. Both of these I got off of Temu too. And of course, you know, because I I did it wrong when I first got these. Such a dope. But you have to fold your paper in half. So that it's folded at the top there. Okay, I want this to be a nice, okay. So then, all right. So it's gonna be, so you're gonna go like this. All right, so that will be the top. There we go. Yeah, so it's gonna look like that. It'll be upside down on the other side, but who cares, right? I mean, that's how I feel. Who cares? Okay, so that's how that turns out. And if you really don't like it upside down, turn it inside out. It doesn't matter. Okay, and now since I've got room for one more, I'm going to cut it. At least I think I've got room for one more. Yeah, it's close, but it's gonna work. Look at that. Oh. My problem is I've got the hand issues, so my strength is not what I would like it to be, but it worked. Close that back up. All right, now we can, this one and this one I like. I'm just going to ink these and then we can attach them. And then after that, you're really done until you attach it to your book. And you know exactly how you're going to be decorating your book, so you know how to decorate these. So you could put some stickers on, you could do some stamping, you could, oh gosh, there's just a lot that you could do to decorate these beyond what we've just done to create them. Okay, here's a tip for you. Make sure you're only doing this to one side here. I'll tell you why. I was taking pictures of my, most recent journal and realized that I used one of these, but I attached it to two pieces of paper. So I had to undo it, and I just felt like such a dope. but it happens, right? It happens. All right, now this goes back in. You saw probably through when I was fast forwarding through some of this, that I had not cut this short enough. So I took a little bit off the edge again and more off the top just to make it slide in a little bit easier. There. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And then we will put this on this one, because this will go behind the other one. All right. Whoops, I forgot to ink this, but that's okay. See how the back side is upside down, but meh, who cares? All right, so this is how it's going to look in your, or on your book. Now, if you really don't like the way that looks, you can put an embellishment there. You know, just use something long along this page if you want to, maybe a thin lace. You don't want it to be too bulky, but this is what it's gonna look like. And what's really cool is, you know, if you use this nice thick cardstock here, this feels heavy and it just feels substantial, which is really cool, I think. And now these are going in here because they can be written on. And then we can decorate this. We can decorate around here. And we can even lightly decorate the inside things. So now that that is done, you see how easy that was? You can do this with so many things. And here's what's really cool too. You can make this to go on an inside page. I mean, how cute would that look, right? Yeah, I think it would look great. So there you have it. There's your page toppers. I'm just gonna paper clip these together until I'm ready to use them and be on my way. Well, thank you so much for tuning in and for subscribing and hitting like. I do appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Bye.